Welcome to biology, my dear student. Today is lecture number 8 and we are learning chapter 7, evolution. And last class, my dear student, we came to know that how universe originated and how our earth originated. And now we came to know that life appeared on earth about 400 billion years ago. So my dear student, today let us know that some of the theories related to origin of life. Okay, origin of life theories. So now let us see one by one what are the different theories that talks about origin of life. So number one theory we can say Panzpamiya theory. So according to Panzpamiya theory, okay, early Greek thinkers thought units of life called spores were transferred to different planets, including Earth. And this theory is called Panspermia and is still a favorite idea for some astronomers. So my dear student, Panspermia theory is one of the theory related to origin of life. So it is said that some of the early Greek thinkers they thought that unit of life called spores, okay, like spores, unit of life, they were transferred from uh, outside to our earth and many other planets. So they according to them they thought that life have came from outside to our planet, and likewise in other planet also life have created in this way they thought. Okay, and this theory is called Panspermia theory, and this theory is still a favorite idea for some astronomers. So for some astronomers they find it very interesting that from outside, okay, from space what happened outside, this some of the life came to the earth, and then what happened, life actually originate in this way. So according to Panspermia theory, they think that life in the form of spore they have came from outside into the earth and in many other planets. Okay, so can we believe this that earth have on earth what happened from outside, some unit of life that is in form of spores they have came, and likewise what happened, life originated on the earth. So this is the thought of Panspermia theory. Okay, so you understood what is Panspermia theory actually talks about, life coming from outside in the on the earth. Okay, so this is a theory related to origin of life. Then the second theory is theory of spontaneous generation. So according to this theory, life came out of decaying and rotting matter like straw, mud, etc. For a long time, it was also believed. So, theory of spontaneous generation, they said that according to them, life came out of decaying and rotting matter. So they say that life have originated from decaying, okay, and rotting that matter like straw, mud, and this was also believed for a long time. So this theory is theory of spontaneous generation. So you understood, according to Panspermia theory, life came from outside the earth and in the form of spore from outside, okay, they came on earth in the form of spore. Then according to spontaneous generation theory, life came out of decaying and rotting matter like straw and mud. Clear? So according to spontaneous generation, life came out from a decaying, okay, that means you can decaying, you understood the decaying and rotting matter, that means you can say garbage, okay, very dirty thing. So they thought that life have originated from that dirty, decaying and rotting matter like straw, you understood, mud. So from there what happened, they thought that life have originated, and for a long time it was believed. Clear? But this was disproved by Louis Pasteur by swan neck flax experiment. But this spontaneous generation theory was disproved. So it was disproved and by a scientist, a biologist, we can say Louis Pasteur. So Louis Pasteur, by his swan neck flux experiment, he disproved. He proved that this is false. Okay, this is not true that life originated from decaying and rotting matter. So number third experiment is Louis Pasteur experimentation related to origin of life. So we can say the third theory is Louis Pasteur experimentation. Louis Pasteur, by careful experimentation, demonstrated that life comes only from pre-existing life. So my dear student, Louis Pasteur, by his experimentation, he showed that life only comes from pre-existing life. If already a life is there, then from that we can form another life, or another life is possible only if a pre-existing life is there. Okay. So now let us see that how he did his experiment. So he showed that in pre-sterilized flax, life did not come from killed yeast. So at first what he did, he took a flax, then he added some killed yeast. Okay, then in that killed yeast, you can see here, then they boiled. Okay, then he boiled it, then he waited for some time, then he found that no growth or no new yeast was formed. So in pre-sterilized, then after heating, what happened, life did not come from the yeast cell. That means from the dead yeast cell we are not getting new yeast. Clear? Then while in another flax, okay, open to air, new living organism arose from killed yeast. So again in another flax, what he did, he added some killed, okay, then in another flax what he did, he added some yeast. Clear? So we can say he added some yeast, and what happened, he heated it. Then after heating, what happened, he broke that neck. You can see, break the neck. Then after breaking the neck, he kept for some time. Then after some time, he showed that microbial growth, that means new yeast was possible. So when in another flux open to air, so another flux was kept open to air, as a result what happened, new living organism arose from killed yeast. So in both the flux, the killed yeast was kept, but one flux was very tightly, okay, kept, and it was air was absent inside the flux, because of which what happened, from the killed yeast another yeast was not able to form. Okay, but in another flux, what happened, here the neck was broken. Clear? And it was open to air. As a result, what happened, new living organism arose from killed yeast. Okay, I hope that you have understood. That means air is required, whereas in spontaneous generation, they said that decaying and rotting, okay, from mud and that all that living organism can be formed. So this was totally disproved by this Louis Pasteur theory. Okay, here what happened, from yeast cell, what happened, when it was open to air, then only what happened, the living organism came into formation. So this disproved the theory of spontaneous generation. That means in absence of air, okay, life is not possible. So through Louis Pasteur experiment, he showed that in absence of air, what happened, this life is not able to form. So a pre-existing life must be there in order to regain a life, whereas in spontaneous this spontaneous generation theory, they said that from mud what happened, life formed, from decaying thing life formed, but already there should be some cell or the form of life, then only we can regain another life. So I hope that you have understood. So today we came to know about three theories related to origin of life. Number one is Panzpamiya theory, number second is spontaneous generation theory, and number third one is Louis Pasteur experimentation. So dear student, in next class we will see some other theories related to origin of life. So thank you and have a good day.